Oh no! Hello, Doc Owen here with Action Figure Times. I've got a recap of the JLU figures that you can buy at the different cons and the Matty tour that's going around our nation. I want to give a big shout out to Fangirl 2.0, to Wonder Girl, and to Mike Garare, and I know I butchered your name, Mike, please forgive me, that helped me a lot at the Mattel booth. They were great guys. I strongly encourage you to get out there and go to the shows. WonderCon's coming up. Go and hang out at the booth. Ask any question you want. Mattel just didn't send flunkies out there. They sent people who have a lot of good information and love these toys. I'm going to go ahead. I'm also got some information on the Young Justice articulation, something that I found out that we'll be talking about shortly. But I want to take you through these 3 packs right quick so you can kind of make sure you go out there and get them. When you purchase them, they come in a white box. Much like this, it's the mailer box. They'll have the name right across the top. Now I'm not going to be able to open them for you because I opened all of my my figures in order to get them home. I bought several sets for some guys on the boards, and I just didn't have room in my suitcase. First one we're going to look at, just so you know, here's the front of the card. That's kind of what it looks like. The back, we're going to be looking at the Kyle Rayner, Evil Star, and the Goldface. Now, let's go ahead and look at Goldface. Goldface is a very simple figure. You can see right here, he's basically just a male buck. They just changed the head out. I can't bring you in too close and let you still get it. Make sure you get a good look at the pictures. This is the only new sculpt really on there. His armbands are not molded. It's just a paint application. This is actually Evil Star 2. Evil Star 1, I don't know if you know, it was in 1948 with Wonder Woman. He was basically just a guy out in Hollywood. This is Evil Star 2 that played Green Lantern. He was a scientist from the planet Auron who used the powers of the stars to give him power and constructs and things. Not a bad figure, pretty basic, but I am glad to have him. Goldface is an entirely different matter. He's a great figure. I mean, I like the Evil Star, but this, if you get a good look at him, I mean, that is a great face. Look at his shoulder pads. It does restrict his movement a little bit. Now, this is probably Goldface 1, Keith Hawkins, but I think this is when I think before he got retconned, where he was a scientist who used a gold serum to give him powers of invulnerability and things. Now, and he would give off this yellow glow and really gave Green Lantern fits. He had a gun that shot liquid gold, which my thing is dude, if you've got a gun that shoots liquid gold, stay home and fill the bathtub. What in the world are you going out fighting people for? From the back, he really looks good. I like his belt buckle. This is a very, very good figure. I really like him a lot. I really like the head sculpt a lot. Now, moving on, the back of the card, we're looking at Killer Frost and Angle Man right there. Got a brief little description. Angle Man, I like the fact that he comes with his angle weapon. He looks kind of like a Tron figure to me, where he's got his different sections of his body is lined out and things. That is what his costume looks like, but it's just cool looking. At any moment with his haircut, with his beard cut, I expect him to go, "Oui, oui, monsieur, oui, oui." But anyway, from the side, you can kind of get a look if it doesn't blur out on you. Now let's just go back to the front. So anyway, looks good. Feet. He does stand well, so let me pull you back out. He does stand well, so very, very good figure. I'm also glad to get him. Now this one, I actually really like her. She's close to being my favorite figure of the bunch. There's just something about her. I like it all the way around. I like the way they did her cleavage shot. That looks good, but I really like how they did her gloves, and you can kind of see the frost. The simulation frost, the different paint color on the side. But I'll tell you what really gets me is not just her head sculpt, but this hair. The color of this hair, it's got this unique quality to it that's just like, what is it about it? It's just cool looking, right? Yeah, I mean, it's just really neat. Make sure you look at the close-up pictures. I don't know if it's going to translate into it, but this is really great. She does come, of course, with a stand, because without them, these girls really don't stand up. Now, with that set, you get a... Oh, I forgot to show you. Kyle Rayner. Kyle Rayner comes with this set, quite frankly. This is the old Kyle Rayner. He does have a paint splotch application on the back. Rest of the paint sculpts looks good. But he looks to have a little bit darker than this Kyle Rayner. His face is actually a little bit darker as well. This is the original. This is the new one. Really, there's not much to say except that this paint application was a little messed up. But I like his flesh tone a little bit better in the new one. And so there's that one. This is the new Firestorm. This is the one that I bought single on a card. There is virtually no difference except I do not get an accessory. Now, here we go with Heatwave, Flash, and Mirror Master. A couple of interesting things. Here's Heatwave with a slight bio. This is Wally. I don't think Barry ever appeared on the cartoon, which I'm cool with, but why not put Mirror Master up there rather than put Wally rather than Barry? Now, let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and look at Barry here. This is a Wally figure. Now, I brought this jointed so I could, for when we talk about joints in just a minute. Barry is thinner. This is exactly the same figure I just bought single on card within the last few months. There is no difference. I didn't see any reason to bring the other one out. This is Wally. Obviously he's a little bit more massive. He's got the darker costume. He has no eyes. Barry does have eyes, as faint as they are. Now, Mirror Master. No surprise here. This is the old Mirror Master. This is the new Mirror Master. The new Mirror Master does look a little bit darker in costume. There is no difference between the two, except in the face, and this is just paint application, there is actually nothing different in the face. Okay? It's just paint application. I do kind of like the new one's face a little bit better in some respects. Alright? Finally, my favorite figure of the wave, Heatwave. This is a great figure. He's got the gun, right? And that really looks good. Now, you cannot remove it, but it's nice to have. I like his holster. It kind of moves around. He's got a great-looking belt. Great-looking belt that kind of moves. And this backpack, this is awesome. I really, really like the sculpt. Make sure you check out the pictures back at the original post. This is a very, very good-looking figure. I really like it. I love the grade paint details. I mean, this is an awesome figure. Now, let me say this before we get into the joints, and I've only got a few minutes left. I'll tell you one problem I have with this, okay? I bought 9 figures. Of the 9 figures, I already had 4 of them. Okay? I paid $60 for 9 figures. Here's my challenge. Now, I would have spent the money again, and don't get me wrong, I think it's worth the money because of the figures you get. And we'll talk about that just in a second. Kyle Rayner, I don't know anybody that's looking for him. He's not a hard-to-find figure as far as I know. Mirror Master, it's been a long time since he's been out, but I don't know of anybody that's been asking for him to re-release. I mean, he was pretty easy to come by. Flash, that I just got? What in the world is he doing in there? I don't need a themed 3-pack if I'm buying it as a collector. I mean, give me somebody I don't have. Barry, great. I already have Barry. I just bought him within the last few months, and as far as I know, at my Target today, I could still go buy him again. Firestorm's the only one I'll give you of the already re-released figures, because I know some people had a difficult time getting this in limited distribution, but I also know most of my friends have this figure already. So I only got 5 new figures. Okay? Now with these 5 new figures, I like them all. Would I pay $60 for just the 5? Yes, I would. This leads me to ask the question, if I paid almost $15 a figure for these anyway, right? Why couldn't we do a subscription like that, $15 a figure? Now, I think these are great figures. I would have paid $60 just for these 5. Please understand me. I'm not slapping it. But I don't see any sense if you're going to release figures. Why not release something that really is hard for people to find? I know Volcano was one of them. I don't know what the issue is with that. These are great figures. I encourage you to go get them. Not only that, I was only there half a day on Saturday, but I was already hearing that they were almost sold out. So make sure that when you go to the shows, make sure that you go and buy them early so that you do not have, sorry about that, so that you do not miss out. Now on articulation and young justice. I was talking to Mike Gurari, and Mike, please forgive me, you're too great of a guy for me to keep butchering your name. I asked about why there wasn't more articulation, or was there going to be articulation. He said no. He said the majority, he said that, and I knew this to be true, that, you know, most people, they don't want to ruin the lines of the figure with excess articulation. That most of the people really only want 5 points of articulation: the head, the arms, and the legs. Now, he did bring up a good point. He said he'd like to do articulation where it makes sense, such as with Kid Flash, which is the reason I brought the Flash out. He said that the Flash, he'd like to give knees to, so that you could pose him like he was running. Personally, if I'm going to do the Flash, I want the arms to move too, because most people don't run with their arms straight out or down flat to their side. I think that's good. He also brought out that he liked for Artemis, or Arrowette, or she might end up being Slade Wilson's daughter, Ravenger. She'd like for Artemis to have elbow joints where she could pose her bow. So they do want to do some articulation. Let's hope that they get the chance. I hope you've enjoyed this. Make sure that you get to the shows. Buy some of these for yourself. If you got any questions or comments, make sure you shoot us an email. Make sure you enter our prizes. We got some great drawings coming up. This is Doc Owen with Action Figure Times saying be extraordinary, and we'll see you very soon.